What is up, everybody? Crustless Crypto here, back in the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're so close to 2,500 subscribers, and I'll be giving away $150 worth of e-gold. Awesome opportunity. So guys, support the channel, smash the subscribe button. Make sure you guys are checking out my link tree. I do have all my content, social media, and I do have a lot of affiliate referral links. If you guys would like to support the channel, please use them. Most importantly, guys, make sure you guys are following my Twitter. I post the majority of my day-to-day interactions here, my comments. Anytime I upload a new video, I also post it on my Twitter feed. So make sure you guys are following me on there. Links will be in the description down below. So today, guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about some SAITO updates and some information. Now, I haven't really talked about SAITO in a minute here, but I want to first cover the price. It is sitting at 7.166 cents, has not decreased, guys. This is probably one of the most stable coins in my portfolio right now. As we can look at the 1 day and we stretch it out to the 7 day, it's just been trading sideways. It had a nice little pump up to that 11 cents roughly mark, and now it's just continuing to trade sideways, but it's holding such a strong support and probably one of the most strongest support levels that I've seen in a coin. I don't do technical analysis like some other people, but I can tell you right now, just based off of sentiment, there's a lot of people jumping in the SAITO, a lot of people, especially from Elrond. And what's important here is that the value of this token, now it's currently at $76 million market cap. Me personally, foresee the market cap increasing exponentially within this year or next year because of what they're trying to do, the technology that they're trying to implement, and just completely changing the way we think about a blockchain and how we incentivize people who work for the network. To showcase further proof of this, I even put in my Twitter here when everything's burning and you're only -$9 down on SAITO. I was only $9 down that whole day when everything else was in the red. It's currently actually around $9,000 right now. So it's actually pumped a little bit. As you guys could see, it was up by 7% today. So this coin is holding very strong, and it's very, very likely that we're going to see some massive upside, in my opinion, in the future. All right, coming from Richard Parris here. So Cytosen Linux Gnome users, the crypto extension now supports SAITO. So for any Linux-based guys out here, we're going to take a look at this GitHub. They have added support for the SAITO token on here. So Krypto is a live price viewer. I'm not a Linux-based user. I tried it a couple times, not into it. But if you guys can see here, you guys are able to view the price on your desktop, which is pretty cool. I think it adds to the flexibility of the Linux, kind of operating system. So they do provide you a nice little guide here to add all these different types of cryptocurrency prices, and SAITO is added to that. So this is pretty awesome, and good on Richard for showing this to us. Coming from David Lancashire here, he's also one of the creators, owners, co-founders of SAITO. So pointed a couple of people to this doc over the weekend. Fairly matter-of-fact description of SAITO consensus works, and no mention of the problems or what SAITO fixes, just how it works, how it functions, and trying to get this and more into wiki in more digestible form. I think the big thing is because of the concepts presented in SAITO is such a technical, I wouldn't say it's technical jargon, it's so complex, right? The mechanisms, the features of what makes SAITO, the technology, they have to really break it down into analogies for ways that people can understand. The casual investors like you or me, people who are wanting to get into it, they need to understand exactly what it is. If it's not a proof of work, if it's not proof of stake, what is it? So they do have the white paper, which I covered extensively. I put in the card above me in that video. I also looked at the light paper. So if we take a look at their GitHub link here, it's a light paper light, so light paper in a way. So they pretty much just gave you the basics, the description of the network, pruning the blockchain, producing blocks, the payment lottery, improving SAITO, advanced SAITO. So really, really short, probably a 5 to 10 minute read, depending on how fast you read. Broken down, very, very simple for you guys. I will not cover it in its entirety. I'll let you guys read it yourself. I've covered it many times already, but for people who really just want the basic nitty-gritties of what SAITO does, right, this can definitely be a place for you to refer to and actually kind of research and educate yourselves of SAITO. Moving on from that, Eagle Mega Whale had hosted a wonderful Twitter space, probably a couple days ago. Had Richard Parris on there asking questions and just talking to us, and it was really cool. I think he, as a host, he really managed it effectively. People had questions, there was a nice line, people going in. I did ask a question myself about applications, whether or not SAITO is working on long-term apps, which they are, and they're trying to recruit more people onto their team. So it's an hour and 22 minutes, guys. He recorded it. So if you guys would like to check it out, go on Eagle Mega Whale, follow him, and play the recording. Very insightful. Other people like Devix Man was in there as well. So you do have, you know, big time influencers or entities on here, you know, asking questions and just chatting it up with Richard. So awesome stuff, Eagle Mega Whale, and I hope more stuff like this can happen in the future. Moving on from that, David Lancashire was also on the official Keyword Crypto podcast. So I actually listened to this entire podcast. It's about an hour long. Pretty much melted his brain, as he said. New episode, D. Lancashire joins the show to melt what little brain I had left after the holidays by explaining the purpose of SAITO. So he really broke it down for him, and yeah, it did kind of melt his brain from what I was listening to. I listened to the entire thing, and he basically just breaks down SAITO, what it is, you know, what makes it different from other blockchains, and it was a very good discussion. I hope one day maybe I could set something up with them, you know, maybe in the future, but I'm glad that they're getting covered. I'm glad they're getting publicity, because it's important that people understand the new era of blockchain, in my opinion, with the SAITO network. So awesome stuff. Lastly here, Recursion, very good post here. He's probably one of the most informative guys I know about SAITO, how it works, and he breaks it down for people on Twitter, right? People who are advocating for SAITO, I give nothing but respect to, because they're trying to, you know, bring awareness to awesome technology, awesome blockchain. So he states here that it might take a while to grasp, as SAITO introduces a bunch of new ideas. SAITO takes an economics first approach and realigns incentives in order to address the tragedy of the commons and free rider market failures. Scrolling down here, he says, in proof of work and proof of stake, you have block rewards. You receive these rewards from mining or staking. Miners and stakers aren't being paid for performing other activities such as retaining or sharing historical data, so there's no incentive for them to do so, as that would cut into their profits. Very important, right? And he also states the problem with being a volunteer network with such an incentive structure is that it results in the above-mentioned market failures, and it will never reach scale because volunteers won't pay for it. Unlike proof of work / proof of stake networks, SAITO can afford to scale thanks to the SAITO consensus, which ensures that all nodes in the network get paid for the value that they provide. Again, super important that all nodes in the network get paid for the value that they provide, whether it's to scale more, earn more, scale more, earn more. It's this reiterating cycle, right, that is important for a blockchain. He also states here, also unlike in proof of stake and proof of work, there are no block rewards. So where does this sustainable revenue come from? The end users that interact with and receive value from the network. More users, more scale, more revenue, more hardware, and then rinse, wash, repeat. And SAITO is open and self-sufficient, allowing it to scale and preventing it from being captured or disappearing altogether. I think scale is very important, as we've seen from Ethereum. And, you know, when it comes to efficient, fast transactions, Bitcoin has, you know, not taken the crown on that one. So it's awesome stuff that you really kind of wrap your head on what SAITO is capable of doing based on the principles and concepts, again, like we've talked about. Also created a nice thread. I would also like to cover this here in this video because it's very important for you guys who don't know anything about SAITO. Now, according to your favorite influencer, Bitcoin should have been 100,000 to 500,000 by now, but it isn't. Miners need to sell Bitcoin to keep their operation running, which is true. They need to liquidate it, right, to pay their bills. So what happens if the price of Bitcoin doesn't appreciate enough to sell at a profit in order to maintain the network? Think about that, right? Think about how hilarious this is. People claim Bitcoin is digital gold, but if gold miners stop mining gold, the previously mined gold would still exist. In contrast, if Bitcoin miners stop mining, then the entire network, your gold will disappear because there's nobody processing, moving those transactions from one person to another. Now, to make matters worse, eventually the last block will be mined at some point in the future. Then they have to exclusively live off transaction fees on a network that has zero utility since they pivoted to a store of value, which is a very powerful concept, right? What do you use Bitcoin? Yeah, you can use it to pay. Some governments are adopting it, but more as a store of value. Now, again, when the last block is mined, people are not working to move these transactions. People are going to be not doing it because it's not going to be incentivized enough for them to even do so in the first place. See the problem? The only solution I'm aware of is SAITO. So he states, it's the only network that operates in my interest. I pay the network in proportion to the value that I receive, and it remains open and self-sufficient, and it doesn't disappear or get captured. Very powerful concept here. Incentivization is very important, not only from mining or staking, but from every part of the blockchain. Say I'm keeping a certain aspect of it running, right? I'll get paid based on what I'm doing, my actions that are involved in doing so. Again, make sure you guys are checking out this GitHub link. This actually is a one-stop shop for everything about SAITO. Very, very in-depth and very extensive with the amount of links and resources that you could use to learn. You can be somebody who had no idea what SAITO is. Go onto this link, give you a week or two, and you'll be very educated on it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of this video. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I'm always glad to talk about cryptocurrency. If you guys have any video requests, make sure you guys shoot it to me on my link tree. Again, hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you are. I'll see you guys on my next video.